Let me see. It is Friday night. It's still Friday night. And I'm trying to set up this. Not much room. Can I get it straight? Maybe. It is Friday night, and the feeling's right. What am I thinking about? Cool in the game? No, I'm thinking about Kirkland. Kirkland losing stores. I can't believe it. I didn't know Kirkland was a supply. Well, I knew it was a supplier, but I did not know they had stores. I did not know they had supply stores, but I knew Costco was getting them from someplace. Kirkland has been around for a very long time, as I've been reading. Tell me everything I should know. Let me see if I can move this around. It's kind of bright. Can I do it? Will it stay? Well, it's not quite midnight here on the Pacific Coast. However, Kirkland need to let go some unprofitable locations. And the real name is, well, should I say, Kirkland deal with specialty home and decor. And that's probably why there's so many different products that you can buy at Costco. Costco, Kirkland, they're synonymous with one another. Well, who else would supply Costco if Kirkland went out of business? I'm sure there's some other places out there. But mainly, we used to buy the juice. We buy the juice all the time. I don't drink as much Kirkland as I used to, but we still buy it. There's only a couple of flavors that I really like. But look like everything else that Costco sells, no matter what it is, it's a Kirkland brand. You would think Costco would have their own brand, but it's Kirkland. Kirkland products, groceries, no matter what it is, it's Kirkland. They filed. I believe they filed. I don't know if they filed Chapter 11. It says so here. I'm not going to get off into the Chapter 11 thing here, but I'm going to find out some more information. But they have 317 stores in 35 states. So that means they're not in all 50 states. And I don't know how many states Costco is in. But just to say a little bit about them, they come out of Tennessee. That's where their headquarters is. Let me see if I can move this thing off of here like that. All right, all right, all right. Let me see if I can move that up. We're going to do everything Kirkland, verbatim, plus what's on my computer, Wikipedia, trade name. The real name is Kirkland's Home. They're public on the NASDAQ, S&P 600, industry retail. They've been around since 1966, 59 years, from out of Jackson, Tennessee, and their headquarters in Brentwood, Tennessee. I already told you about the stores. They talk about their total assets. The thing about Kirkland is, we're going to fast forward it. It says in February 2024, that's just last year, 1 year ago, there ain't a new CEO replacing another CEO. But Kirkland is named after two people, Robert Kirkland. They even have a Discovery Park of America in Union City, Tennessee. But on February 24, but on June 26, 2024, the annual meeting, Kirkland Board of Directors, I guess they had started selling, the chain is, they had started selling stuff real cheap. That's what it says here. Sometimes I do things such that. So it was two brothers, Carl Kirkland and Robert Kirkland. It seemed like they had quite a couple of CEOs. They had a resignation in 2024. And it reduced the size of their board of directors from 8 to 6. So in October 2023, the monitor said that Kirkland was nearing a potential Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Now, I never knew about that until now. But they can go all the way back and say March 17, 2005, the company's quarterly profit fell. Now, this is 2005. And it has something to their lease agreements and stuff like that. But I can't believe it. I can't believe what's going on with Kirkland. I was surprised that they said that they're going to close the underperforming stores. And they already got 317. So I am going to really be trying to pay attention to this now to see how bad it is. Because like I said before, if Kirkland goes, who's going to be their new supplier? Sometimes when I even go into Sam's Club, I wonder what in the world are their suppliers? How come Sam's Club is a little bit cheaper in one thing? They're just a few dollars off here and there, but they do other types of things that Costco don't do. But they're very small in what they do. I know their food court section, I'm going to call it a food court section, is a little bit different. Their food and Sam's Club is a little bit cheaper, but they don't have, I think, the same quality monitor as Costco do. But the thing about this is Kirkland, a, a supplier like this having problems. Like I said, I never knew they had a store. And do they have a store around here? I don't know. I never thought about doing that until now. But that's something that I'm going to look into to see what is the nearest store. Because I really would like to walk into one of those Kirkland stores. Would a Kirkland store be anything like Smart and Final, where a lot of restaurants and everybody go buy things? I don't know. Is this a video of I don't know? I don't know. But sometimes it's good to talk about certain types of things that you didn't know. And sometimes in your research, you don't even think about those things. I actually picked up this article a day and a half ago. And I got a little bit more information. And I didn't want to do it. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Drummond? I'm doing all right. Doing okay. How are you doing? I hope everything's fine. You and your family, everyone is doing okay. Friday night, late night. I'm surprised you're up this late. I wasn't expecting to see anybody. But I had to get this out of the way because it was just, praise God, doing well here. Oh, cool. Right on, right on. So, so yeah, Kirkland. I know it can't be like Smart and Final, but maybe it is because a lot of people do go to Smart and Final for a lot of products, bulk. But I don't know if even Smart and Final has a really big place, but I'm sure you can order things. Smart and Final got a lot of things for the average person. But Kirkland, I never thought about that. I wish someone, I guess I'm going to have to do it myself, huh? Kirkland. I know I'm going to keep saying that. I think because I'm so embedded in Costco, I don't, even though I have a Costco card, I don't go to it a lot. My wife go to it mostly. Usually we buy a lot of uh, toilet tissue, paper towels, and of course juice, Kirkland. I think they have a lot of products with the Kirkland brand as well as the other products. Of course, you can buy Folgers coffee. That's not a Kirkland. But they do have, I believe they have Kirkland's washing detergent, maybe. Now, there's a lot of things in there. I don't know about eggs, but they do have those kind of things there. But sometimes I wonder, how do these markets, yeah, I only to Costco, but I wonder who else is buying or have a contract with Kirkland. Because we just know Costco. But who else does Kirkland supply? That's why I'm thinking when they sell store, and sometimes you don't know about these things until you see it on the news. You buy the products, you use the products, you take it for granted. Most of us do. Most of us don't do the research. We just say, "Oh, it's it's Ajax," but Ajax is a leading brand. But it's saying Kirkland must make their own stuff. I have to get back to the failing dollar store. It might not be a good analogy, but you know when the big trucks used to come in with the 99-cent store, I'm gonna have to go back there. Big monstrous trucks, and they pull up. I just looked it up and separately Kirkland only supplied to Costco. Wow. See, mm. But you know what? I'm definitely gonna have to look into that some more because it gotta be something else. Even though they might be the major supplier, something tells me. Because how can one exist off of one supplier for all those years? That's why I need to find out is there a store around here. I didn't have my tablet. Maybe I can go on a computer, but I wonder if Trader Joe's does the same thing to other suppliers, I mean, to other markets. But if Kirkland is Kirkland Costco, undercover. No, but it says here Kirkland was founded by Carl Kirkland and Robert Kirkland in 1966. So it definitely is a company. But if they're the main supplier, is Costco losing a certain amount of business too? Because it seems like Kirkland is also selling things retail. It does says furniture, textiles, accessories, and gifts. And a lot of things you do have the Kirkland name on it. Apparently, Kirkland only supplies to Costco. Kirkland itself. Boy, man, man. I think we can work together. Wow, that's something else. You know, actually, I probably didn't want to just make it about Costco because I'm looking at what's going to happen to the economic climate. I just got to reading. Oh yeah, Papa John. Seems like Papa John is going to come out of their, I guess their minor bankruptcy because they was losing some business. It looked like they're coming back. That's going to be interesting enough. And there's some other things going on. I did talk about the FDA and the slashing of all these different regulatory agencies. How is that going to affect us all? Oh, the cruise ships. Produce Kirkland the sales they are made by third party companies. Yeah, yeah. I kind of figured it's third party companies because when I see labels on certain items, I think Walmart. Now I know that Sam's Club, you can just sit in the parking lot. Okay, I I'll be sitting in the parking lot drinking Starbucks coffee, but I'm not going to tell you where. I'll be sitting in the parking lot and I see a big Walmart big rig pulling into the back of Sam's Club because we know that Walmart and Sam's Club is the same thing. Because I believe if you walk into Walmart, you're gonna see certain brands there, but you're gonna see the same brands also in Sam's Club. It seems like only bigger and bulkier, probably. So it's gonna be interesting to see what is going on with that because if they have a supply store and if one goes down, the other one's got to go down. How can one survive without the other? They're going to have to get their supply from someplace else if something happens. So I'm always interested in those kind of things. But getting back to the 99-cent store, you see those big rig 99-cent store. I don't know about seeing a big rig dollar store yet. But the 99-cent store is packaging a lot of things from different stores. Sometimes I wonder, are those the same things that fell off a truck on a freeway and they put it all back together and they check and get out and say, okay, it's okay, we can go ahead and sell it? I thought about things like that, and I think sometimes they do. They just write that off. Because sometimes you do get the very latest product, something that costs $5, and you get it for 99 cents. If you go in the store at a certain time and it's there, marked way down 99% for 99 cents. So it's marked down 99%. That's why it's 99 cents. But those days are gone, it seems like. So I am wondering if they're doing all this cost cutting. Oh yeah, I saw the Joanne thing too. That was another one that went out. Of course, I just read something and I was going to hold back on it about a whole bunch of stores. Was it 13 stores that barely came back or they never will come back ever? So I get all these things there and I said, should I talk about that? No, not yet. Maybe not because a lot of stuff is repeat and I try not to repeat. But I try to do something a little bit different. I am trying to get away from the, not get away from it completely, but actually I'm ready to travel, actually. Uh, just being a regular traveler. However, Costco does sell many brands, many other type of brands. They don't say Kirkland on it. But anyway, I think I'm going to cut this one a little short. I just want to get on here and just talk a little bit about Kurt. Of course, I said it 10,000 times. Uh, I just wanted to get on here. Yeah, let's see. What's the future of brick and mortar retail and what will happen with the case space loss? There are still a lot of stores closing. There are a lot of stores closing and they're losing their leases. Uh, I think that's why I haven't been doing any malls because sometimes it just doesn't pay to go into those malls and vlog. Uh, I think a lot of the malls, when they lose these anchor stores, they have a smaller anchor store. Like to me, J.C. Penney is one of those. When everything else is gone, when Macy's gone, because Macy's is going to close up stores and they look like they're going to be miniature, they're going to be miniature stores. I remember the I Magnums. So Macy's wants to be a smaller store. There's another store that was similar to Macy's, I can't, but they were high end. So a lot of stores are getting smaller. They don't want that big space anymore. They want to stay trendy and they want to have the in between prices. So when things go out of style, at least they can get a good sale on it or markup or markdown or whatever they call that. And then they can bring in something new. Of course, with this DEI thing going on, I really didn't know anything about that until now that they're talking about DEI. But DEI affects everybody. I don't care what they talk about. So, like, if I had a bunch of shirts and pants, and they were very colorful, they had a lot of good designs on it, and I talked to a particular retailer about doing, or should I say, selling my wares, and they agree, then that's good. But if they turn me down, they just turn me down. So I think that DEI thing was an easy way to do business, that it opened up the doors, and the big companies like Walmart or Target or some other, like you said, brick and mortar or mom and pop stores, because I think a lot of mom and pop stores do buy things from independent vendors or someone who's on the street and they got a good product and they'll sell it inside their stores. I usually don't buy things like that they sell, but if I see one item and it's good enough to buy, I will. Sometimes the prices are still too expensive, but I've seen a lot of good stuff in Walmart in the past. But a lot of times when I see good things, usually I don't want no uh, slogans and words and all that kind of stuff. I just want a nice jacket, a nice shirt. I don't want anything that says something stupid on it. Uh, Sometimes, of course, I do buy shirts when I travel, but usually it's the place where I've been. So, like if I've been to Florida, it's gonna be Florida. Okay, it's gonna be something like that. What is the food big one? What will happen while a vacation based on the tax rate? I think, and this is only my personal opinion, since I am expanding my mind into those things, I think what happens is, and it's economics. I'm going to just be basic. If they go up on the rent or the lease, and you've been there for 3 years, or you had a lease for 5 years, and now it's time for your lease to come up, and now they want to up the lease, pay more, and your bottom line is already making enough money to pay your existing lease or whatever it is because you built it up. But if they're going to go up higher, like 100% or something like that, you probably still, not probably, you won't be able to redo your lease. That's the way I'm seeing it. And I think that's why a lot of stores, because every time you pass by a store, they say, well, I have seen in the past leases up, or they lost a lease, they or they moved to another location. Like this restaurant that I plan to check out that used to be in the Palm Desert area. Uh, they had moved from this mall, and I'm still waiting to find out when they're going to be back up and running. They sell very good food. Actually, the restaurant is called Babes, and I think they only got one. It's out in the Palm Desert area, or should I say the desert cities area, and they closed up shop. It was a very nice shop. In fact, the owner was the original Marie Callender. I don't know if you have any Marie Callender's out there, but they're the original owners of Marie Callender. They sold that business, and the main proprietor, Mr. Callender, moved on and opened up a new restaurant in the desert called Babes. It's got a big pig or hog sitting out there in front. I did do a little video about it. In fact, I took a picture in front of, but when I was driving by there, they had moved from this mall. And they say they're going to reopen, supposed to be this month in February, I think they're supposed to. So maybe they're a little bit behind, but they moved to a whole new different city called Indio. So about 3 weeks ago, I tried to find it to see if I can find the building. I did see it. It was getting kind of dark. And so I'm figuring it took me there, a mall, a shopping center, said to see that these places are just not getting the traffic. Yeah, yeah, right, right. They aren't getting the traffic. I mean, you see a lot of cars parked there, but they're not going to those places. There are certain malls. There's still a couple of malls that are still doing good business, but they also have a lot of empty spaces. Like I said, the last couple of times when I first started vlogging, I was trying to do malls. And when the pandemic hit, a lot of those places closed up, period. I don't think it had anything to do with the lease. They just wasn't getting no traffic anymore because they were closed up. So even if they did have traffic, I mean, you can't have no traffic if everything is closed, and then all of a sudden, when everything is getting back to normal, it didn't help you at all because you wouldn't get no traffic at all because everything is closed, and that's why these restaurants are closing still. That's why they still got problems. I think some of them already had problems in the beginning, but because of the pandemic, they closed up. Uh, One interesting note is in the San Gabriel Valley here, I drove past the site where they finally tore down the old Black Angus restaurant building in the Monrovia area. And it took them quite a few years before someone bought that area. So they finally knocked down the building after what, 5, 6, 7 years? Actually, it was there just before the pandemic, so that's 4 years. 4 years. I mean, I'm over exaggerating a little bit, but Black Angus restaurant had closed down a lot of buildings. I mean, a lot of restaurants in the past 20, yeah, the past 20 years. Because when I seen them, they're gone and they're like kind of away. They're away. They're like, instead of the San Gabriel, they're a few miles away in San Bernardino or Riverside. We might have like one or two in the LA area, Black Angus. But they finally tore down the building. And what was that, 2 or 3 months ago, 4 months ago? I saw the tractors there smoothing out the land. And guess what they're going to put there? They're going to put it in and out. I think, this is my opinion, I think them putting it in and out there, and I heard from someone else, that's not really a good spot. Now, they're probably going to have a bigger parking lot. Now, I don't know if they're going to add another foodie place right next door to it. And maybe In-N-Out might have a lease for someone else. Or is it going to be a new restaurant with seats inside? Will they make it out of a really big restaurant? Or is it going to be the same old thing? You just drive through, you're going to see a whole bunch of cars blocking everybody else. And you have to find a way to get around. Because everywhere there is an In-N-Out, there's cars lined up. They're starting to expand a lot. They're already in Las Vegas. So I'm thinking they are really expanding. Let's see, really strange time for retail and food service. Yeah. Well, if I can get this back up here. Yeah, everything is declining. But they're going to put this new In-N-Out right next to Panera Bread. That's one of the places that I go. They're going to put it right there. Luckily, I only get breakfast there most of the time. So that means at certain times of the day, I'm going to have to, if I wanted to eat dinner at Panera Bread, if I wanted to stop there and eat lunch, I'm going to have to get in there fast because it's already hard to find plenty of parking as it is. Because you got a Chipotle there. You got another sandwich place there that's not open called Ike's. I was looking at that place, that sandwich place, Ike's. Then I believe they have either a Applebee's. Yeah, I think it's an Applebee's right next door. And a Chipotle, and a Panera Bread, and an Ike's sandwich place. And a place that Kevin Hart, there's a restaurant there right next to Panera Bread that Kevin Hart opened up and now has failed. That's supposed to be, I guess, vegan type stuff. The restaurant is still there. You can see the kitchen area. You can look straight through the glass. You can walk up to it. It's been vacant for over a year. And it still got the name on it, on there, and everything. So someone, either they still own the lease and the lease is not up yet, they probably already paid for it, but there's no business there. It's just a vacant building. It looked like it was abandoned. Looked like it never opened. Everything looked pristine inside. Nothing looks dirty. It's just that it doesn't have anything, no decor inside, which is really strange. And every time I drive down the street, there are so many small malls. I'm talking about like strip malls. They call them strip malls, but they're actually malls. They got big parking lots. They got all kind of stores. Like they might have a Trader Joe's. They might have a a Panda Express. They might have a fish grill. They might have a lot of different kind of stores there, and then a whole bunch of stores you never heard of, coffee shops, sandwich places, and then all of a sudden you see one is vacant. It wasn't vacant before, but now it's vacant. You drive by and it's vacant. So that's one store gone, which had full occupancy. Even though I probably would have never went there, it's just when you drive by these places and the parking lot is still full. It's still hard to find a place to park, but probably because people only go to certain stores. People still go to Allen's, they're going through problems. TGIF, they're going through problems. Every last one of them is going through problems. TGIF especially. I don't know if the TGIF near where I am will be around or how long it's going to be there. I just don't know. I did find out that right now they're having a lobster fest at Seafood Lobster, right? They're having a lobster fest right now, and it seemed to be a pretty good deal. So what did I call that place? Seafood Lobster? Red Lobster. Red Lobster. So, like I said, I just started going to Red Lobster again for the past 4 months. I think I went at least 4 different times when I really had kind of neglected Red Lobster. There's nothing wrong with Red Lobster. They do make a big deal out of that. But they're going to put it in and out where Black Angus was. So that's going to be interesting in itself. Well, anyway, I am going to go to sleep. I just had a good but long lasting day at work. I've been on my feet for quite a long time. And so I said, I need to get this video out. I am drinking something that I haven't drank in a long time. Can't drink it online because I don't think it's YouTube eligible. But it's my first one in a very long time. So, anyway, it is, what time is it? 11:46 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll see you in my next video. We'll probably chit chat. I'm not going to try to be something I'm not. I kind of like these kind of sessions sometimes because when I first started doing YouTube, this is what I wanted to do in the first place. Just get on there, talk about almost anything. But like I said, I am stepping into territory that I've never stepped in before. And that's a part of the process. That's part of YouTube. There are a lot of things to talk about out there. I try not to be too political about anything. But if there's something that's really happening to us as human beings, then I'll say something about it. But one thing for sure that I talked about this morning, the video on the FDA, Federal Drug Administration, if you're cutting people from that, those people protect us as best as they can. They try to give us a heads up, hopefully, so that we don't have these pathogens that shouldn't be in our food. Cooking and heating it sometimes does not do anything. But we need people who are good at what they do and finding things like that before we get to the store shelves and in our home. This is Robin and Sean. I'll see you in my next video. I don't want to turn into a pumpkin tonight. It's almost midnight. I got to get up early in the morning. I do have some vacations planned, and I'm ready to go. Talk to you later, folks. Have a great day. Yippee!